The Investigations Division is primarily responsible for conducting follow-up investigations of all criminal incidents reported to the Germantown Police Department. Detectives identify and apprehend offenders, recover, identify, and preserve property and evidence, prepare assigned cases for prosecution in court, and present cases to the state and federal grand juries. The Investigations Division also has detectives assigned to various task forces, such as the Memphis Drug Enforcement Administration Task Force, the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Safe Streets Task Force, the United States Secret Service Task Force, and more. The 10 detectives assigned to police headquarters work a variety of cases and are often assigned major felony cases based upon the detective's previous training and experience.
The Investigations Division for Germantown Police Department investigates all crimes that are reported to us in the city limits of Germantown. So that may involve a vandalism to a mailbox or a homicide, and our detectives investigate all of those.
Oftentimes, the patrol division doesn't have the time or the resources to commit to a complex criminal investigation, and that's when we come in to follow through on those crimes and partner with the Attorney General and follow through on the criminal investigation.
The Investigations Division operates 24 hours a day, and what that entails is 2 detectives are on call for 2 weeks at a time. And when they respond to a scene, if they're called out, generally it's going to be a scene where patrol responds and they need an expertise and more in-depth investigation to be conducted.
All police reports are assigned to a detective for follow-up. For each police report, the detective contacts the victim and coordinates the investigation with them. This is a unique process in that few police departments call each victim for every reported crime. For instance, most police departments do not call victims when a suspect is unknown or there is no evidence available for the detective to explore.
In Germantown, you're going to get a more personal commitment from your law enforcement profession, from top down, whether that's patrol or investigations, and we pride ourselves on that exceptional level of service.
Each detective has a specialty, depending on the training that they've been to, previous experience working cases, and so we'll assign cases based on that criteria.
Many of our officers have been trained at one of the premier homicide investigation training locations in East Tennessee.
So I've had the opportunity since I've been in investigations to attend the National Forensic Academy, which is in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that academy was a 10-week-long academy where we focused on the in-depth of criminal investigation. We talked about bloodstain patterns. We talked about reconstruction of crime scenes as it relates to shooting analysis. We even had an opportunity to go to what they call the body farm and do excavation, which digging up corpse from the ground and collecting maggot masses and things of that nature.
Our other detectives have specialized training in investigating domestic assault cases, internet crimes, financial crimes, and we basically are a jack of all trades unit.
The Germantown Police Department is a regional leader for computer forensic investigations. Through affiliations with the United States Secret Service and the Internet Crimes Against Children program, the department has greatly enhanced its computer investigative abilities. Detectives routinely conduct a broad spectrum of computer crime investigations. In addition, detectives complete extensive training to combat the victimization of children by suspects utilizing the internet.
Technology is very important for us to solve crime, and oftentimes because of a piece of technology, the camera and surveillance everywhere. We may have a case that we're investigating where there was surveillance footage that captured a suspect. And when we receive images of that suspect, we may not know who that person is, then that gives us more leads. Of course, even when we get information from facial recognition that shows that it's a particular person, we still have to do our due diligence to follow up to ensure that that is, in fact, that person.
So for us right now, corporate and white collar crime is a hot button issue, and we've been working a lot diligently to be competitive with some of these criminal enterprises that are doing these things. But we are right there at the forefront with computer forensics, cell phone analytics, and those are the things that are kind of keeping us busy right now.
The investigations division has grown tremendously in the area of technology since I started as a detective in 1997. Right after I became a detective, I had our first internet crimes case, and involved a student teacher who was soliciting students through, at that time, AOL, so that tells you how long ago that was. Since that time, I've been able to be a participant and then also oversee the supervision of our internet crimes task force. And so that has grown tremendously over time to where we utilize the most up-to-date technology that we have, also working with our partner agencies, the Secret Service, FBI, to utilize their resources to help us out with financial crimes and other crimes involving technology.
When a major felony crime occurs and requires additional resources, the department's partnerships with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies are invaluable. The 5 detectives assigned to task forces provide the department additional investigators and equipment to solve major felony crimes.
Anytime an officer is assigned to the investigations division, it's not a promotion, but it's a lateral transfer. And so that detective will go through basic investigator training. So that'll involve crime scene processing, interview and interrogation, and then we'll build from there for their skill level for specialty investigation education.
Important qualities of good detective would be having good report writing skills, good verbal communication, being punctual, on time for work, having a good attitude.
Once we've identified that person, we pour a lot of training, a lot of hours into our investigators, whether it's crime scene investigations, interview methods, so that we can have our detectives know how to read emotional behavior. And then oftentimes detectives turn into certain directions where they find where their niche is.
For me, working in the investigations division has been a great opportunity to just cure that insatiable curiosity, to get a case and have a little bit of information just to go on, and then build from there and get leads and follow up on those. And when you work with a victim and you're able to solve that crime for them, either to get their property back or to put the person in jail who's responsible for that crime, it's a great reward to help them out.
The men and women of the Investigations Division earn the reputation of being tenacious and highly skilled investigators. The division is dedicated to providing superior investigative services to the Germantown Police Department to preserve the quality of life that our residents and visitors have come to expect.